The Kythera hunting pack circled the human colony ship with predatory grace, their sleek vessels cutting through the void like daggers through silk. Admiral Zext clicked his mandibles in amusement as he studied the readouts on his tactical display. 300 humans aboard a single vessel, fleeing their dying homeworld with nothing but hope and desperation. Pathetic, he hissed to his second-in-command. Look how they scatter like prey animals. No defensive formations, no coordinated response. Just panic. The Kythera had earned their reputation as the galaxy's apex predators through millennia of conquest. Standing 9 feet tall with razor-sharp claws and armored carapaces, they had never encountered a species that could match their ferocity in combat. Humans, with their soft pink skin and blunt teeth, seemed like the weakest prey yet. "Shall we board them, Admiral?" asked Commander Velix, her hunting spines already extending in anticipation. "Oh yes," Zexith rumbled, "but slowly. Let them feel the terror build. It makes the hunt more satisfying." The boarding pods launched with surgical precision, their metal teeth biting deep into the colony ship's hull. Dozens of Kythera warriors poured through the breaches, expecting to find cowering humans ready for slaughter. Instead, they found Sarah Chen. The kindergarten teacher from New Tokyo stood in the main corridor, her arms spread wide, blocking the path to the evacuation chambers where the children sheltered. She wore a simple blue dress now torn from the explosive decompression. Her graying hair had come loose from its bun. She should have been terrified. She was not. "You want them?" she said quietly, her voice carrying clearly through the corridor. "You'll have to go through me." The lead Kythera warrior, Huntmaster Grixtal, actually paused. In 3 centuries of conquest, no prey had ever stood their ground. They ran, they hid, they begged. They never stood and faced certain death with calm resolve. "Move aside, soft thing," Grixtal snarled, extending his killing claws. "Your death serves no purpose." Sarah's eyes hardened. "My death serves every purpose." She pulled something from her pocket, a small device the Kythera scanners had dismissed as harmless. A child's toy, really. A simple noisemaker. She squeezed it. The sound that emerged was not the expected electronic beep or musical tune. It was something far more primal, far more dangerous. It was the sound of a human mother's voice, raised in the universal call of protection, amplified and broadcast throughout the ship. "Children, code red. Mothers to stations." What happened next would be studied in Kythera military academies for generations, not as a tactical victory, but as a cautionary tale about underestimating prey. The human mothers came. They emerged from hiding places the Kythera hadn't even known existed. From maintenance shafts and storage compartments, from behind false walls and under deck plates, dozens of them, armed not with advanced weapons but with whatever they could find. Kitchen knives, maintenance tools, pieces of broken metal. Maria Rodriguez, a nurse from Mexico City, wielded a medical bone saw with surgical precision. Dr. Priya Sharma had fashioned a spear from a mop handle and a scalpel. Jennifer Thompson, all 5 feet of her, swung a wrench with the force of righteous fury. But it wasn't their improvised weapons that made the Kythera falter. It was their eyes. The Kythera recognized that look. They'd seen it in the eyes of cornered Vorthon deathcats, in the final stands of Rigelian war beasts. It was the look of a creature that had abandoned all concern for its own survival in favor of one simple, overwhelming imperative: protect the young. The first Kythera to fall was Grixtal himself, brought down by Sarah Chen and 3 other mothers working in perfect coordination. The kindergarten teacher had wrapped herself around his legs while Maria Rodriguez climbed his back, driving her bone saw between the plates of his carapace. The corridor became a battlefield unlike any in Kythera history. Their superior strength and natural weapons meant nothing against opponents who fought with the fury of mothers protecting their children. For every human that fell, 2 Kythera warriors went down, overwhelmed by small, soft creatures who refused to die quietly. On the bridge of his flagship, Admiral Zexith watched his boarding parties get systematically destroyed. His tactical display showed impossible readings, human vital signs spiking beyond normal parameters, adrenaline levels that should have been lethal, coordination patterns that suggested telepathic communication. "Sir," his communications officer reported, voice trembling, "we're receiving a transmission from the human vessel." "Put it through." The voice that came through the speakers was calm, measured, and absolutely terrifying in its certainty. It belonged to Dr. Elizabeth Foster, a pediatrician who had once delivered over 3,000 babies. "This is Dr. Foster, speaking for the mothers of the colony ship New Dawn. You have made a serious error in judgment. You have threatened our children. Withdraw now, and we will allow you to leave with your remaining forces. Continue this attack, and we will teach you why evolution gave human mothers the capacity for unlimited violence in defense of their young." Zexith's mandibles clicked nervously. Of his initial boarding force of 200 warriors, fewer than 50 remained combat effective. The humans had lost perhaps 30 of their mothers, but the rest fought on with undiminished ferocity. "You cannot win," he transmitted back. "We have ships, weapons, overwhelming force." Dr. Foster's laugh was soft and utterly without humor. "Admiral, do you have children?" The question caught him off guard. Yes, 3 hatchlings." "Then you understand. We are not fighting to win. We are fighting so our children can live. And we will never ever stop." The transmission cut off. On his display, Zexith watched his remaining warriors fall one by one, to humans who fought with techniques no military academy taught. The desperate creativity of mothers who would die before letting harm come to their young. The retreat order came 3 minutes later. As the Kithara vessels pulled away from the human colony ship, Admiral Zexith composed his report to the High Command. He chose his words carefully, knowing they would be dismissed as the ravings of a defeated commander. "Humans possess a combat capability not evident in standard analysis," he wrote. "When their offspring are threatened, female humans undergo a psychological and physiological transformation that renders them extremely dangerous. Recommend reclassification of human threat level from negligible to extreme caution advised." The report was indeed dismissed by the High Command. But word spread through the fleet nonetheless, passed along in whispered conversations between warriors who had seen the impossible. The soft, weak humans had mothers, and those mothers would fight with the fury of a dying star to protect their young. The Kithara never attacked another human colony ship. They had learned in the hardest way possible that some prey were more dangerous than any predator. In the depths of space, the colony ship New Dawn continued its journey to a new world, its corridors still bearing the scars of battle. In the children's section, 30 young voices sang a lullaby their mothers had taught them, while those same mothers stood watch at every entrance, ready to become monsters again if the need arose. Because that's what mothers do.